What Russia has done today is absolutely disgusting and is a prime example of how Russians are complete scum. And that needs to be said. Because today, if you don't know, Russia had sent 38 different kinds of ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, daggers, and other kind of missiles into Ukraine. 38 of them into Kyiv. 30 of them, thank goodness, were destroyed. But the 8 that got through, Russia targeted a children's hospital, a maternity ward. They went after a residential building, a couple garages, private houses, and a few other things. A children's hospital. This is unbelievably disgusting. And as soon as the news came out that they hit this children's hospital, this child's hospital, and within minutes of finding out that they hit a children's hospital, Russian military bloggers and Russian media outlets started changing stories where it was, oh, Ukraine had destroyed those missiles. That's just the debris coming down. Oh no, there were military institutions inside that hospital or in that residential building, and that is X, Y, and Z. No. They knew exactly what they were hitting, they knew exactly what they were targeting, and they did this specifically. And the funny thing is, they did this knowing that starting tomorrow, for the next few days, there's going to be a summit for Ukraine. They knew that this was going on. And then even one of the BS things written in the Russian Telegram groups is that, oh, Zelenskyy had purposely did this because he knew that the summit was coming up and it would give him support. You're telling me that Zelenskyy reached out to Russians and said, hey guys, why don't you guys send some missiles and rockets my way and I'll let a couple through? Are Russians that dead brain? Yes, I'm sorry. Actually, I knew the answer to that. Yes, they are. Let's go ahead and kind of just back up a second here. I'm charged up with a lot of energy right now because I just did a whole 5-minute video on TikTok talking about everything. Didn't show anything graphic or anything mean, but I kind of just went through and explained everything, what had happened. And within 4 minutes of being posted, the Russians had spammed it to where first it said it was graphic, and then TikTok removed it completely. And I appealed it, but it's one of those things where Russia is trying to hide the fact that they hit a children's hospital. Backing up for a second, I've got a lot of videos and photos and things to share with you, which I'll play on the side of this video. And I apologize if it sounds like a rant, but this should anger you. This should piss you the hell off because a hospital for children. Now, this hospital, okay, is not just the best hospital in Europe for children who are going through cancer and need surgeries. It is the best hospital for children in Europe. There are children who get flown there from around the world to go through cancer treatments. Maybe they need a specific surgery that can only be done at this one hospital. And these doctors are the top of the line doctors you could ever have when it comes to what you need done for children. And so today, when the air sirens started going off, some children were getting evacuated, some were moved to other areas, and we started seeing photos and videos from inside the hospital as the attacks were going on. They moved them into certain areas. Sometimes you can't move children on certain machines kind of too far because they're attached and they need electricity. And so we've seen pictures and videos of parents in hallways where their children still attached to machines, and Russia is bombing the buildings. We're seeing the moments that the bombs are hitting where a gentleman's inside holding his kid. Everyone else is in the middle of the building because, who thinks they're going to target a children's hospital? No, they did. They did it, and they knew exactly what they were doing.
Дуже вчасно ми сюди приїхали.
And that's one of the most upset things you can even imagine, is because Russia, who is now claiming they didn't mean to, or the debris fell, or this or that, are saying all this stuff, yet we live in a world where everything is being filmed. Especially now in Kyiv. There's cameras everywhere. Heck, I have family cameras just pointing out different windows so that everyone can see what's going on. And so Russia, not realizing that people would be filming this stuff, is putting out things saying that, oh no, we didn't mean to target this, we didn't mean to target that. There's video showing rockets going directly into the building. 2 of them.
Диви, Антоха, це диви. Пизда, Антоха, дивися, тупо жесть, нахуй. Гандони. Диви. Тупо що твориться, братан, дивись, тупо полетіла. Диви, вон ще одна полетіла. Єбать! Сука, підари! Диви, Антоха, тупо захуярило. Дивись, тупо все, Антон. Пизда.
Same thing with the high-rise building. Russia knew exactly what they were hitting. They specifically targeted. They went after it knowing what was going to happen. And the funny thing is, they're doing this knowing that that summit is coming up.
He's not.
We know that 32 people have been killed, and it looks like over 154 have been injured. I mean, it is a number that is absolutely insane. Some other photos and videos we're seeing is that there was an open heart surgery going on at the time of these explosions. And it's not like the doctors can stop and walk away. So we've seen pictures of doctors doing open heart surgery with glass broken out. Looks like the doctors are bleeding and they're trying to save this poor child's life who was having surgery. Once again, obviously there were air raids going on, but why would Russia target a children's hospital? At this very moment, as I am making this video, we're seeing a lot of photos and videos of people still at that hospital as they're going brick by brick, trying to transfer any debris away from the building because they know that people are trapped. They know that children are trapped, families are trapped in the rubble of this attack, and so they're trying their best to evacuate anyone who's in the area. They're trying to remove all that debris to try to save people's lives, and at the same time, we're seeing other people get into a line. So as debris comes this way, they're bringing in food and water and other supplies because they know it's going to be a very long night as they're trying to find more and more people as they're trying to save their lives. And once again, I don't understand how you could just target a children's hospital. On top of that, we do know that another medical facility was hit. It was a paternity ward. We've seen that high-rise building that was hit. We've seen pictures and videos of it, and it's insane to see so many buildings that were hit. And it's not like one of those where you could say, oh no, that was the debris. Nope, you can see the exact angle in which Russia was attacking that building. And keep in mind that this is early in the day. People are home. On top of that, Ukraine is still going through rolling blackouts. So some areas didn't have electricity, some areas did. And so imagine being home in the morning. And boom, out of nowhere. Heck, we've seen videos and photos of our friends out and about when the explosions have taken place. Because it was, it's early morning. You got to go to work. You got to do things. It's a Monday. And so Russia targeted these medical facilities, these different civilian buildings, whether it be parking garages, whether it be just residential buildings, whether it be private houses. They targeted these specifically for some reason, claiming that there's military targets. even though there is not. Now, I know in the comment section, people are going to say, what about the Patriot system? Why hasn't that worked? It did, but it could be overran. When you send 38 different air targets, unfortunately, there's only so many things you could take down at once. And Russia did that. And in the Russian military groups, they actually talked about that, where they said, good job, Russian military. You knew exactly how many Patriots they had, and you knew how many rockets to send through. And that's sad, because regular Russians are cheering this on. Absolutely disgusting. Now, Zelenskyy did take to social media where he said, now that the hospital has been damaged by a Russian strike, there are people under the rubble, and the exact number of casualties are still unknown. Right now, everyone is helping to clear the rubble, doctors and ordinary people. And that's true. We've seen photos and videos that Zelenskyy uploaded of, doctors in white jackets trying to move things around. They're going floor by floor to evacuate different areas. Zelenskyy continues by saying, Russia cannot claim ignorance of where its missiles are flying and must be held fully accountable for its crimes against people and against children. It is very important that the world does not remain silent about this now, and that everyone sees what Russia is and what Russia is doing. He's not wrong. Russia, once again, had specifically targeted these areas. And I know I keep saying that over and over again, but I need even the Russian people who are watching these videos in America, because we know that they are here. I need you to understand, your government is specifically targeting civilians and children. And not just any children, children who already have a really hard time due to cancer and need surgeries. That is your country. That's what they're doing. And you need to understand that. And that's why it bothers me we're on TikTok and it gets blocked because other spam bots are going after it. The world needs to see this. They need to see what's going on here because this needs to end. Over 2 years of this. It needs to end now. What's upsetting is that while I'm reporting this story, I'm getting constant updates on Telegram. Like right now, we just found out that in the rubble of a destroyed 5-story building, another body had been found. And it's just a constant cycle of news coming out of everything that's going on here. They're finding doctors underneath the rubble, and they're trying to evacuate whoever they can. We also know that Russia is probably more than likely going to plan for another attack tonight. So they're doing their best. Keep in mind of the time difference. It was about 6:30 p.m. their time. So we know that Russia is going to be trying to plan something again since they had taken out so much today. We're finding out also, according to Forbes, that tonight's attack had cost Russia about $250 million. Zelenskyy actually wasn't in Ukraine, which is something that some people had questions about. It turns out that Zelenskyy was all the way in Poland. He was working with the Polish prime minister. They were actually, him and Tusk were going back and forth for his speech. But of course, all this happened while Zelenskyy was out, and so they obviously talked about it. The Polish prime minister said in the statement, quote, "We must hold Russia accountable for terror and Vladimir Putin for the orders to launch strikes." Then he said that Russia responds to everything that we try to discuss with peace by attacking homes and hospitals. And that's right. And I know it's kind of like a rant. I don't know how stupid Putin could be. He obviously thinks in some weird way he's winning this war. And he decides that on the eve of another summit meeting where Ukraine's going to be the big thing they're going to talk about, that it was a good idea to do this attack. It just shows you the mind space of where Putin is, because he's clearly not there. He's actually never there. And someone in his ear is whispering lies to him. Complete lies. The only thing I want to leave you with is the fact that when the history books are written, this is going to be one of those attacks that are going to be in it with Bucha. And when Putin is finally on trial for all the war crimes he's done, and all of the Russian officials that allowed this to happen, I hope that they show them every single photo and video of what they've done to these children. Because it's disgusting. And well, I mean, Russians are disgusting. So for them, this is something I guess they like. It's just absolutely disgusting. And something that we should never forget. We need to give Ukraine everything they need to shut up Russia. So that they not only stop doing this in Ukraine, but they never do this to any other country ever again. I'm Joey. Thank you for joining me. I'll keep you guys updated with new videos on TikTok. Hopefully, they allow the videos up there. So be sure to follow me here on YouTube and on TikTok.